Welcome to Birth Your Vision podcast, where aspiring entrepreneurs are invited to join us on a journey of inspiration. I'm your host, Hannah Kukuli, and we are thrilled to embark on this empowering journey with you. We provide coaching sessions and engage in hot seats experiences, empowering individuals to gain clarity in bringing their business visions to life. As an additional layer of support, we extend personalized one-to-one roadmap sessions, ensuring each entrepreneur receives tailored guidance on their unique path to success, and also live interviews, tailored guidance from successful businesswomen and men to inspire aspiring entrepreneurs to birth their vision. So join us on this insightful conversations and hands-on support to turn your entrepreneurial journey and dreams to reality. Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's podcast. And I'm so honored to be able to have an amazing, truly inspiring guest today. Her name is Itty Bawa. You know, she's actually a British-Nigerian presenter. She's an award-winning pageant queen and also a public speaker. And so today she's on our platform and she's going to be able to let you know about her journey. She's been using her journey to be able to create positive change. And she's also known for her success in the Miss Pride of Africa UK pageant. And also, she's also got so many different titles as well. She's been able to use her pageantry journey to advocate for female empowerment and also for financial literacy for African women and entrepreneurs. And also beyond that, she has been able to actually dedicate her voice for cultural, financial, and also the queer inclusion. And so in today's episode, we're going to dive into how Itty used pageantry to gain confidence and find her inner strength, and also to be able to fulfill a mission to uplift women everywhere. So this conversation is going to be filled with very much powerful insights on embracing self-worth, believing in yourself, building confidence, and also using every opportunity to make an impact. And so today I want to take this moment to welcome my guest. Welcome to today's show, Itty. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you so much, and good evening, good afternoon, good morning to everybody who's listening to this Birth Your Vision podcast. It's my pleasure to be here, and I can't wait to get involved in this conversation.
Fantastic. So welcome. How was your day today? How have you been?
My day's been great, actually. It's been a little productive. The one thing I couldn't get to do was go to the gym, but I've been able to plan for the week ahead.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to what's going to come in the week. I've been working with different people on different projects, so I'm getting ready for that, and I'm just really excited to get started.
Fantastic. And I also know that you are also a UN Women UK.
That's right.
Delegates. That is really incredible. Congratulations on that. That was sort of early this year.
Yes, so I became a UN Women UK delegate for CSW earlier this year when they were putting out the call.
Yes.
And that I was motivated to join that because, first of all, to get the opportunity to join a league of women that are interested in female empowerment and advancement of just general social issues around the world, it was just something I could not resist. I had to put my hat into the ring, as with all things. And I'm really happy to actually be a delegate because there are so many inspiring and encouraging women that are part of the network that
Absolutely.
I can tap into, that I can lean on.
Yeah.
And so I know that there will be another invitation for people to join as delegates for next year. So whoever is interested, make sure you keep your eye out and follow them to get your chance to put yourself forward.
Absolutely. And, it's an amazing platform to be on. We're both on there. And that is just incredible. And I noticed that you've actually been awarded for resilience by Black History Youth Awards recently as well. And also nominated for Change Nations, the Female Leadership Award by the wonderful Justina Mutala Foundation. Congratulations on your accomplishments. We are so proud of you, and we want to just, commend you and give you your flowers. So well done to you, Itty.
Thank you very much.
You are more than welcome. So it's a pleasure to have you on the show. I'm really excited. You are the queen of pageantry. And I was reading your journey and I was truly inspired. Such a wonderful, pleasant, insightful queen. You've been on a journey, and I just wanted to sort of kickstart with a very fun question. So, Itty, if you were to have sort of a brunch with two people that you've always admired, who would they be?
Okay, so if I think about this question, I'll think about something that's happening recently, and that's
Yeah.
the US elections coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I cannot imagine what it's like to be Kamala Harris right now. I
Wow.
would love a moment with her to understand what she's feeling, how she's
Mm.
dealing with everything,
Yeah.
and how she's staying motivated, because as a strong woman, you can get a lot of backlash or a lot of extra things that could distract you on the side. So it
Right.
would be great to get lunch with her, and I guess to know what's her favorite meal. And then who else would I like to have lunch with? Who else would I like to have
Yeah.
lunch with? I think I'd like to pick maybe a female president of a country.
Mm-hmm.
That's such a strong position to be in, and being a
Yeah.
woman, in such a strong position, I feel like that comes with extra responsibilities on one's shoulders, and it's really about
Correct.
learning how to manage that and to keep your head up high. So
Mm.
I love probably Kamala Harris and maybe
Yeah.
another president of another country that's currently existing president.
Fantastic. That sounds amazing. Awesome. So yes, thank you so much for really telling us about, who you're inspired by and who you would like to actually have lunch or even a brunch with. And so let's go straight into our conversation. Your journey in pageantry is truly inspiring. You're touching the lives of so many. People are looking up to you. Those who are coming behind you. You are definitely a wonderful role model, Itty. And so I just wanted to start by saying what initially basically drew you to the world of pageants, and how did you feel representing Nigeria in Miss Pride of Africa UK?
Wow. Okay. So the funny thing is, whenever I get asked this question,
Yeah.
I have to answer, I have to start with saying, I didn't even know pageants existed in the UK until I joined Miss Pride.
Yeah.
So up until 2022, I knew pageants existed, in the States because it's quite big out there. But what drew me into pageantry in 2022 was I went to an event and I sat down beside a gorgeous young lady, and she had a crown on. And there's something about a sash or a crown that will just always
Yes.
pull people in to want to ask you questions. And that's what I did. I was asking questions, and the founder of the pageant happened to be sat right there, and she invited me to join. And one thing about me, I feel like life is so long, but it's also very short. And regardless of how you look at it,
Yeah.
you should be willing to put yourself out there and try
Good.
something new, right? Step out of
Absolutely.
your comfort zone. So I did. I put myself out there. I went to the audition, and even right up until the audition, I remember thinking, oh, this is just a bit of a joke, really. I didn't think it was anything so serious until I stepped into that room and I saw the caliber of women there. And these were women they were beautiful and they had ambition. And I just thought, wow, okay, this is real. And from then on, I just switched gears and I said, okay, I'm here and I'm going to give 100%. So that's what I did. And it was my pleasure to be representing Nigeria. Of course, I am proudly Nigerian. So I kind of consider myself to be something of a cultural ambassador, because if you don't maintain hope for your country, despite the fact that I'm in diaspora, then all hope is lost in a way. So I'm somebody who I try to motivate people to, stick to their cultural roots or remember their cultural roots while mixing it up with wherever they are in the moment, in the present. And just that gives you an extra little flavor to your personality, to your character, to your aura. So it was really great to represent Nigeria. And after that, I was able to go to Nigeria and I spoke on different radio stations there about what I'd done in the UK. And that was just such a brilliant experience. That was amazing for me.
I love that. You know what I love about what you've just said is about you took action. Immediately you were able to find out about, the Nigerian Miss Pride of UK. You was like, oh, what's that? You were very much curious, inquisitive. And I think a lot of people are not taking actions. information is there, resources are there, and it's almost like they're not really taking the right action. And because you took the action, you're able to take part. You've been able to travel to Nigeria. You've become empowered through the crown, and you're here sharing your journey. And you're also going to be on other platforms to be able to share your journey. You're now a multi-award winning queen in your capacity. So it's important that we take action with any information that we have, so that we can see how great we can actually be once those actions are taken. So well done to you. Looking at your bio, you are a multi-award winning pageant queen, and so winning multiple titles in the pageant world is definitely an incredible achievement. So well done to you. So what do you think were some of the key strengths that actually helped you to succeed in that space?
That's a very, very good question. And I think for many women who might enter pageantry, particularly that first time, they might not know what they need to be a strong contender in a pageant.
Yeah.
First and foremostly, I would say you have to champion yourself. That is the main thing, really, that catapulted me from where I was at the start to where I am today. You have to feel a certain kind of confidence in your own abilities and what value you bring. So, I mean, a lot of women might struggle with confidence from day to day, might struggle with understanding what value that they have, what value that they can put out into the world. But everybody should remember that nobody else has this unique set of experiences as you do, that you already possess.
Yes.
And that is enough for you to take something out of that and turn it into more. So I had to really, really go hard for myself online. And by that, I mean, I had to become shameless in publicizing myself. I had to become shameless in how I was always sharing links. I was always letting people know what I was doing. I wasn't somebody who was too big on social media before, but I started to put myself more out there. And, I started to create opportunities for myself as well. That's another thing that, is a really important quality to have. Not only putting yourself out there, but you have to try to create opportunities for yourself. So that may mean, entering the DMs, say hi, just to let you know I'm involved in this thing and I would really love your support. It's either they're going to support you or they won't. And either way, you've tried. If you didn't try, you would not have their support either way, right? So that is really, really important. It starts with you, and that's the main thing. And then you can build a community of supporters around you, people who see the vision, people who see your talent, and then they will start to go hard for you as well.
Correct. I love the answers. You said be yourself and be your own champion.
Right.
You said you have to definitely see the vision. People will definitely connect with you once they see what the vision is, and you'll be able to build up a lovely connection of people around you, which is amazing. I think
and create your own opportunities.
Yeah, create your own opportunities, because sometimes you might be waiting for opportunity to come your way. What about thinking about what is it that you bring to the table, and how can you start to create an opportunity around that to be able to inspire yourself first, so that you can actually inspire the masses. Excellent. I absolutely love that. That's incredible. And so, confidence, it's really around the theme of today. Looking at the title, I was able to create this wonderful title for this episode, particularly looking at your journey, how far you've come. You are who we call empowered through the crown, because not only have you been empowered through the crown yourself, because you've been able to see the vision and bring it to life, birth it, and also become an advocate for others. And also you've been able to gain confidence along the way and strength, and you're also helping others to be able to do the same. So confidence is definitely central to the theme of this wonderful podcast that we're having today. So my question is, how has participating in pageants helped you to build your confidence, and how has that confidence impacted on other areas of your life?
Okay, so how has participating in pageants built my confidence? One of the things about pageantry that I think everyone knows is that with pageantry, you have to stand on a stage.
Yes.
So even if you are not the type of woman to put yourself out there beforehand, you will have to at some point put yourself on a physical stage in front of other people. Correct. And that alone is something that it gives you, there's a certain confidence that you get when you get up onto that stage. But before you get onto that stage, pageantry allows you, if you're doing it correctly, to find some key strengths that you may have. So today I'm somebody who does public speaking, and I discovered that through my experience in pageantry, because by putting myself out there, by creating opportunities for myself, by championing myself, I started to, by speaking on myself, really, I started to get people saying to me, Itty, you're quite good at talking to people. You seem quite good. You should probably start a podcast, or you have a nice voice, or this or that. And slowly these things start to, you might start to think about it, mull it over, and then that could create a vision that you could then give birth to later, through business or whatever it is. But pageantry also provides a sisterhood, a network of sisters. These are all women who are probably also, everyone is, competing for the same goal, but at the same time, you find a bunch of women who are motivated to be impactful. They're motivated to do something for their community, whether that's their local community or a community of women or whatever else whatever communities or groups that they're already in. So you are not just with women who may want to be influencer or may want to, be the next hottest sensation. That, of course, is a very valid reason, but many women are also the underlying thing that all women share in pageantry is a drive to make an impact. Yes. And if you can tap into that, that would boost your inner confidence as well. And so now what has that confidence given me? Now, beyond Miss Pride of Africa, I've gone on to participate in other pageants like Miss Crown UK, and I'm currently an ambassador for Miss Nigeria UK as well. The main thing that I've taken out of my confidence in pageantry really is starting my event presenting business. So I am now a businesswoman, and I continue to seek out my own opportunities, and opportunities also come to me, but I've had to put in the work. I've had to step out of my comfort zone and speak out, create my own opportunities, champion myself. And now I am championing other brands. Now I am presenting people's ideas to life through events. And that gives me immeasurable joy. And I've happened to find myself in a place where this is what I enjoy. This kind of aligns with my purpose of using my voice to advocate for people or to speak out. And I couldn't be happier.
Fantastic. And so what does birthing of a vision really means to you? You talked about dynamic event service, which is something that you've actually birthed and is giving you the opportunity to host other people's events, support their brand, and also to be a public speaker. So the journey of birthing a vision that you've been carrying inside of you for so long, initially you were a vision carrier, then you became a birther. So tell us about how you've been able to birth the vision and, what did you experience in that journey?
Okay, so I think, with any vision, it starts with just a small idea.
Correct.
And if it's an idea that continues to stay with you and you toss and you turn and it's still just somewhere in the corner of your brain, that's something that's telling you that, okay, there's a reason that's connecting with you and that's still with you, right? And the process of birthing a vision for me is sitting down with the idea, thinking through it. What do you actually want to do with that idea? What is the main driver within this idea or this vision that you've created, which can be like a picture with so many different moving parts and so many elements? What do you actually want to do with that? What purpose do you want to fulfill? And then I think there is great power in speaking it out to people. You have to, of course, find the right people, because I think there is also strength in protecting your vision at first and trying to find the right resources or the right people, the right community that can help you to drive that vision. So after you've thought about it, speak it out. After you've spoken it out, dear listeners, the next best thing to do is to plan. And after you plan, you just have to start. Absolutely. We can think through a plan. You can think through a vision for as long as you want. You want to make it every detail perfect. You want to dot all your T's, cross all your, dot all your I's, cross all your T's, but until you take the first step, nothing is going to come to pass. Nothing is going to
Absolutely.
happen. And I definitely know all about that, because I am a woman. I have lots and lots of ideas on lots of different things. And, there isn't a time to, to achieve or to push through everything. But with events presenting, I took that thing that people had been saying, that I'm good at speaking with people, and that was at work and through pageantry as well.
Yeah.
And I just went for it. When I went to Nigeria to do my media tour, speaking on radio stations, I had no prior experience to that. I had no prior experience to that, but I had to put myself out there and just say, hey, I've got something to speak on.
Great.
And that was the start of it. And then I started to tell people, okay, I do public speaking. I can present your events. I'm a pageant queen. I've got the looks. I've got the voice. I've got the charisma. Put me on your stage. Let me present your event for you. And slowly but surely, people start to see that confidence, and they start to gain confidence in you. And then before you know it, that vision is a reality.
So true. Absolutely. You know what? You've got to give yourself a go. You have to bet on yourself, really.
That's right.
You have to become a better advocate for you, and start creating your own opportunities. Put yourself forward. And I think some people shy away from that. There's nothing wrong in putting yourself forward, as long as you're confident within yourself and you know what you bring to the table. And what it does is it opens the doors of opportunity for you. You'll be able to step out of your comfort zone into the growth zone. So I think stepping out and also looking for opportunities is definitely crucial. And it's something that you've done, and you've actually achieved it very well. I remember seeing you slide into my DM. And that's an example of putting yourself forward. You've seen what I do, and you were definitely inspired by that. We've already met prior to this anyway. Can you tell us about what it was like when you met me as one of the motivational speaker for an event that we attended together?
Oh, yes. So I remember I had connected with you on LinkedIn.
A while ago.
A while ago. And at that point, we had never met face to face.
Yeah.
I don't think. And then I met you at an event by the GUI Network. They are a network that put on events to motivate women in leadership positions or into leadership positions. And there's just something about you, Hannah, that's just you're very grounding, right? And you sound incredibly credible. Like you can hear it when somebody has the experience, when they have the knowledge, and when they have the value and they know that they have their own value, right? And that just comes across. And automatically what that does is that it draws people to you like a moth. Because people are going to see you, they're going to hear you, and I want to hear what this woman has to say. Or I want to know a little bit more about her. Maybe she can help me. Yeah. So that was how it was when I saw you for the first time. And I just knew that you were somebody I definitely wanted in my network. As a woman yourself, who you've been through life, and you coach people into starting their own businesses. You coach people through working through their visions and developing, having a coaching plan. I just thought, this seems like a woman who, she's on her own path, and I can see that. And I really wanted to tap into that. And if I can link this back to something I'd said earlier about championing yourself. Yeah. Because if you don't champion yourself, and nobody else will champion you. True. If you're not sitting in your own confidence, even if you're not the most confident person in the world, but knowing what value you have, others won't see that in you. And you need to be able to see that in yourself for others to see that. And that's how a crowd will start to form around you. You are definitely memorable.
Thank you so much. I feel so inspired. Such amazing words. And I really do appreciate it. And one thing about me is that I stay in my lane, because in my lane, there's no traffic there.
Right.
I stay and I slay in my lane with no traffic. If you know me, that's one of my mantras. And I always encourage the women around me. What is it that makes you different? What is it that makes you unique? What is your USP? Yes. You understand? It's you. You are the marketing source. You are the source. And so you got to love yourself from the inside out, and know that you stand for something, and that you bring something valuable to the table, and just love on yourself. Because I think a lot of people, they do not understand who they are. And so they're trying to be who they're not.
Yes.
And
I can relate to that to
Mm.
a degree. I spent most of my life actually trying to figure out who am I?
Who
You
am I?
know,
Yeah.
what value do I have? Who am I as a person?
Mm.
And it wasn't until, maybe closer to my 30s, and I started to really sit down and really think about, as a person, no pretense, not thinking about who the world wants me to be, who my family might want me to be, or who my manager might want me to be. Who am I as a person? I'm somebody who I love to talk. I do. I remember, so when I was really young, I was always like kind of labeled as a talkative in class. And at some point I started to shy away from that, and I started to, just become more reserved. But I love to speak to people. It allows me to connect. It allows me to collaborate. It allows me to network and to get ideas. So that's one thing about me. Another thing about me, I am a woman, and being somebody who loves to talk, I love to advocate for things as well. So that was another thing I recognized about myself. And then what else about that? So I'm Black, I'm Nigerian, I'm queer. Before you know it, I started to put all these things together. And then that was what helped me to find my USP, my unique selling point.
Mm.
That's how I show up now.
Yeah.
I am a woman now that does public speaking, and I do advocacy for financial literacy, for female empowerment, and for queer inclusion. That is what makes me me. And nobody else can be Itty. Nobody else can be Itty Bawa, So, yeah.
I love it, which was actually one of my other question. It was around your passion for inclusion,
Mm,
and be it whether it's cultural, financial, or even being a queer.
mm.
Could you share why this is so important to you and how you've actually incorporated it into your platform? I know you've mentioned it just
Yeah.
now, maybe just a little bit extra. Yeah.
So why is inclusion important?
Mm.
We are all looking at, when we're children, we're all looking for somebody, or looking out there and looking up to the grown-ups, or looking up to somebody you find inspiring.
Yeah.
Without even realizing it, you are looking in a way for yourself in
Mm.
somebody else. So inclusion for me is also about visibility. It
Yes.
starts with visibility. It starts by somebody else being visible, and being present and showing up as who they are. And
Mm.
then from visibility, they can get included into spaces. And so inclusion for me is really important, because inclusion means diversity as well. And it's a sweet middle spot between visibility and then diversity. You have to include people in the process. So I try to show up as authentically as I can in all areas of my life, because by being visible, I'm going to be inspiring somebody else to be
Yeah.
visible in themselves, right? And by them being visible, before you know it, if we're all authentically ourselves, we'll
Yes.
be filling rooms and filling spaces, and being included. And whether that's being a woman, whether that's being, being Black, whatever it is,
Yeah.
whether that's having, a disability or a mental health issue, but showing up as yourself means other people are getting to see you, and then they will have no choice but to include you in the decision making. They will have no
Definitely.
choice but to include you in the conversation. So inclusion is very, very important for
Mm.
me. I've been a champion for diversity, equity, and inclusion for many years, and that's in my social life, but also in my corporate life. So in Amazon, I was the president of the Black Employee Network up until very recently. And it was really important for me to be there as myself, show up as myself, but also to open the door for others and include them in conversations in the corporate world.
Fantastic. That is so inspiring. Thank you so much for that. And, we're wrapping up, coming to the end of our podcast.
Already.
I know it goes really quick when you're having fun. So, for young women who are looking to find their voice or even to build confidence, especially in a male dominated or even highly competitive spaces, what advice would you actually give them?
Okay, so sorry if you can hear the fireworks behind me.
Oh,
It's the
yes.
season for fireworks and bonfires, unfortunately. So okay, so for women who are going into particularly male-dominated spaces, what should they think about in terms of confidence, right? Um, First of all, as I said earlier, nobody else is you. So you have to, first of all, maybe be able to look internally and draw on what makes you unique, what makes you you. And that
Mm,
could be your cultural, your cultural heritage. That could be your academic, your academic background. It could be that you're actually quite, bright and bubbly and people just naturally like drawn to you. Whatever that is, whatever that superpower that you already have, wear that on your sleeve and earn that. And then, when you're going into these male dominated spaces, don't even think about the fact that, oh, it's mostly men. I mean, of course, that's going to be glaringly obvious, but just show up as the best of yourself.
correct.
That's the most important thing. Showing up as the best you can be to avoid being in competition with other people. And naturally things will just flow on from there. And whatever's meant for you will be for you. But don't dim your lights. And this is me now talking to myself as well. Don't dim your light for other people. Don't step back for other people. You have to be humble, you have to be respectful, you have to be polite and kind and just be a good person, but I think I was listening to your former podcast guest modeling, and one of the things she has said was, a lot of us, we think, oh, who am I like to put myself out there and like, like, who are you not to shine? I think that's what she said. Who are you not to shine? You owe it to yourself to be the best for yourself. And by being the best for yourself, you will be the best for others. So that is going to be my advice to any young woman, any woman who's listening to this and looking to find her own inner confidence.
I love it, Itty. Be yourself and do not allow no one to dim your light.
That's
Never. Because you know what, Itty, we all carry an anointing and we all carry a certain type of favor. When
it.
you are diminishing your own glory and your own anointing, you give other people no space to be able to help you and elevate you. So you got to allow your light to shine. Really. You
Absolutely.
understand? And when you allow your light to shine, other people are able to see the light and also
Yes.
be part of it. You
Yes, that's
know?
right. You know,
Absolutely.
there's something that, for some people they're just born with confidence, and some of us
Yes. Hmm.
have to mature into it and have to almost pick it up like a skill and practice, practice, practice.
Yes. Yes.
um, and honestly, by just putting yourself forward for opportunities, as I said earlier, and
Mm.
championing yourself, even if internally you might not be feeling confident,
Yeah.
put yourself out there. That
Yes.
appears confident, right? And
Absolutely.
before you know it, the more you appear confident, the more confident you actually will be, because that vision you're trying to project out there for people to see is
Mm.
how they will actually see you. And you
Absolutely.
start to live that dream, that vision, and that becomes you. So certainly put yourself out there. And even if you think I'm doing too much, oh, I've had it so many times where I feel like, am I
Mm.
doing too much by posting that link? Am I doing too much by letting them know I'm, going to be speaking at this event? But you do your part, play your part for yourself, and it's up to the others to take it in if they want to or not. But if you put yourself out there, that's you doing yourself the best service.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree any more than that. So finally, what's next for you, Iti? Are there any upcoming projects or even any initiative? Tell us about it.
Okay, so one of the biggest projects that I've got coming up in 2025 is Miss Nigeria UK. So I am one of the contenders for Miss Nigeria UK, one of the ambassadors currently. And so since October to about March, I've been completing and I will be completing a series of challenges. And part of them, it started off with being, proudly Nigerian. And then this month is about public speaking and leadership. I'll be doing something about giving back, where I'll be trying to work with a charity. So if you just stick with me, we can grow together and we can have fun on social media in some of the, challenges that I do. As well as that, I've been thinking really about, some kind of something that allows young women to really express. So as I said earlier, I'm somebody who I like to talk, I like to speak, but I'm also a woman who, if I have something in me, if I don't speak it out, I feel like it's stuck in my throat. I don't know if anybody else can relate. I feel like it gets stuck there and it just has to come out. So I'm mulling over, thinking about, I've got an idea that just won't leave me, about creating a space for women to, be able to speak out, and whether that's through speaking out through emotions, or, using their voice to present themselves better for interviews, or, elevator pitches, or whatever it is. I'm thinking of creating some kind of space like that. So if anybody has any suggestions or ideas, please do feel free, come into my DM. But other than that, let's just have fun on social media and just grow together. It's all about collaboration with me.
Exactly. That's awesome. So how can we actually get in touch with you, our audience? How can they reach you? What platforms are you on?
Okay, so I'm on all socials. That's Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. I'm at Itty Bawa. So as you can see my name on the screen, that's at ITTYBAWA. And if you're looking for me on LinkedIn, I'm there as Itty Alpha Akarajola. So you can easily find me. I'm the only one in the world, trust me. So I'm not going to be too hard to find.
Absolutely. And so any last words to encourage our audience to sort of kickstart their visions? Many people are carrying a vision around and they're not sure, how to start it. Are you able to kind of share maybe one or two tips to help them?
Okay, so to my dear Birth Your Vision podcast listeners, you're already doing something fantastic by listening to this podcast. You're already doing great by trying to follow Hannah and learn from her. Continue to do so, because that is slowly how you build a community of people around you who are really going to want to see you thrive. Listen again and again to this podcast and take away some of the key points that I've said. So championing yourself, creating opportunities for yourself. These two tips are going to propel you so far. And then just do it. Just go ahead and get started. You don't need to wait for the large following. You don't need to wait for the world to believe in you already. If you believe in yourself, that's enough. Just start and go ahead and, get your crown.
Yes, absolutely. Empowered, to get your crown. Absolutely get your crown. So thank you so much, Itty. It's been amazing having you as a guest. You've been able to share your journey and also give us some amazing tips and strategies. We love and we appreciate you for coming onto this platform. So thank you so much. And so to all our wonderful guests, thank you so much for tuning in today's episode of the Birth Your Vision podcast. Our wonderful guest, Itty Bawa's story is actually a reminder that true confidence and empowerment comes from embracing who you are and also using, our strength to be able to make a positive impact. And her journey through pageantry, advocacy, as well as financial literacy and passion of inclusion shows us that each of us has the power to create meaningful change, not just for ourselves, but for others around us as well. So as we wrap up, I encourage you to take this moment to reflect on your own strength and how you might actually use them to lift up others around you. And remember, no dream is too big, no vision is too big. So when you believe in your vision and stay committed, your purpose will definitely be aligned with you. So if you find this inspirational episode very useful, please consider sharing it with your friend and also subscribe to our podcast and leave us a review. This will actually help us to continue to bring more stories that really matters. And so until next time, keep nurturing your vision and also take one step closer to ensuring that your vision comes to life. So once again, thank you so much to my amazing guests. It's a pleasure to have you here. And to all our audiences online, thank you so much for watching us. Until next time, we look forward to seeing you again. Take care. Stay blessed. Bye for now. And that's a wrap for today's Birth Your Vision podcast episode. Thank you for joining us on this inspirational ride. If you've enjoyed today's episode and want more, be sure to subscribe, rate, and leave a review. Your feedback helps us with our mission to continue to empower aspiring entrepreneurs around the globe. So please remember that your vision is the spark that can light up the world. Until next time, keep dreaming, keep creating, and keep birthing your vision. This has been the Birth Your Vision podcast. Inspire, create, and birth. Thank you.